Okay. So, since we got interrupted in the streaming of the last reading, at a rather interesting point in the reading, I'm stubborn, we're stubborn, interference, here we are. So, what does the divine want us to know since, the interruption happened? We don't back down. No, we got that sword and we got that wand. We don't back down just because interference wants to happen. So, what does the divine want us to know? Actually, mine's calling me to use a little more of these soul decks here. Goodness. Want to make sure you guys can see clearly what's all going on here. Okay. So, does the light part of the soul want to highlight for us? Ooh, channeling. Channeling. And then we have light beings. The bottom. Enlightenment. Gaia. Life. Enlightenment. So, it's just reaffirming the connection between that you are that channel that is bringing, a lighter experience, a lighter energy into being in the physical, anchoring it in. As you go through this process, you bring that world into reach for many who either didn't know it existed, have been praying for it, and because you've opened to be this channel, this in between, bringing in these lighter experiences, these higher vibrations into the physical. You're bringing more life into the physical for people. They're seeking to awaken. This is not necessarily just about like A or B team. It's about so many others. The people in the stands who are watching, the amphitheater of it all. How so many are learning from you. Then we have projection here in the shadow aspect. A world of your emotional canvas. And then we have the heart of love and integrity. So these are the two that are coming out with projection. It's being careful, it's being discerning, it's being confident in what is you and what is not you, because you know you love yourself unconditionally. You've mastered that, which is really poignant for this to be coming out for 34, to the soulmating, that union, the next level 34 coming out. So you are bringing in and anchoring in more light being. You may be actually activating light being within yourself. Like more of your soul is present in your physical form. And as it came through earlier in the reading, that is a rare thing for someone to be able to embody so much of their soul in an incarnation. And the projections, it's like a way of communicating. Someone projects onto you what their experience is. It's they're asking you for clarity. And the projection is not necessarily a bad thing. Maybe they think and outwardly express that they think you're amazing, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not perfect. Like I'm not you. I can't be in this position. You are able to be this for yourself. Like it can be something that is not necessarily a negative. And this is how the A team can really demonstrate how to keep that balance, how to respect that even in this position, there's a respect for the gravity of it, and the need to remain grounded. Loyalty to the innermost truth, love. Love is, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It doesn't matter what species we're talking about. Birds, animals, mammals, critters, like just even other planets, even other solar systems. If we were to encounter a completely different race from ourselves, we could still recognize love when we see it. We could still have that be a common relational way of communicating with one another. This is common ground. There's so many layers and so much more to come for this particular collective coming into this reading that is co-creating it with me right now. There's so much here for you guys, and I'm so excited for all of you. Now, what's interesting, and I'm not shying away from it, but I am taking divine directive here. Speaking of A team and B team, where the stream had left off, I don't want to shy away from that. So what would the divine like us to know about that particular moment there? Was this something that they didn't want spoken, or was it something that he's playing with one of my crystals? So it's almost a synchronicity there too, with just kind of knowing his personality. It's I need a little more on that before I speak on that, divine. What would you like us to know there about that particular aspect, given, just all this extra affirmation, this projection? Like, what is the truth in this? Where is the love in this? Okay. So it was more around, okay. Can I have some cards to support this, please? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Okay, so the individuals that are not, or the energies that are not a part of the B team anymore, because they're just not learning. They're just looking to perfect their way of maybe being better at what they were doing before, so it doesn't get spotted or noticed. Like, they're just not connecting those dots. That maybe this just isn't the environment for them. What are you doing, kitty? Are you gonna lay on the cards? No, I want to stick my face in the fire. When he's doing this to me, it's transmute this, change this. Because if he gets too close, those whiskers, they'll burn on him. Yeah. They turn into something else. Oh, you giving me eye kisses? Yeah. I'll boop you then. Yeah. So instead of them being like, I don't know, recycled or something like that, it's more of a exilation. It's like, we don't even get to know what happens. We're not aware. We don't get to have that awareness. They're just removed from the situation completely. And to have faith, oh wow, they're banished. Wow. We just don't know where, we don't know the specifics, we don't know any of that. But there is a priest involved here, so there is basically the divine is stepping in and going, you don't get to interact in this environment anymore with these people anymore, with this problem, this strategy, you don't get to be here anymore. You're removed. It's almost like this whole thing was to expose which energies on the B team were. Wow. Okay. Do you want me to, okay, all right. Are you sure? Okay. So Eli wants me to speak on this because they just highlighted it for me. So, or just gave it to me. So this whole thing was because they knew something was wrong with B team, but they didn't know where the seed of it was coming from, where the source of it, where the root was. And in order for a weed, like when you're weeding your garden, you don't just get what's above ground, you go into the root. You need to take out the root of the weed so it doesn't grow back. And depending on where you're at, it's just like it's a never-ending process. But in this metaphor, the concept would be that we have a B team that is learning from A team to replace A team, so A team can ascend to a new level and have new challenges, and they could then be B team in that new level, learning from their next level's A team. It's a continual progression, up, 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 as the soul continues to learn and evolve and grow. They were looking for where the rotten seed or the weed, the root of the weed was in B team before B team could become A team. So that A team that they were learning from could actually ascend and learn in a new and challenging environment altogether. So they maybe interrupted the live earlier thinking that they were shushing or somehow stopping this message from getting out, but in truth, flipping the perspective on it right there. Anything that the enemy could do, that you could perceive as the enemy having done, there's a blessing, there's a silver lining in it. If you look, if you wait, if you listen, it'll present itself if you're open to it. He's so distracted by my fidgeting right now. I'm sorry. I just noticed that. He's so focused. And then that could be definitely something that's going on here, is there's a hyper focus on where is this? Where is it coming from? I know there's something going on over there. And in this process that you have been going through, and especially in this moment here where you guys were just like, no, this is my life force. It highlighted exactly where the weeds roots were. So that not only could you be active in creating its absence in your energy, liberating yourself, but it was like the divine and all the warriors of light that you are connected to, that you maybe don't necessarily know on a personal level, they got a signature for it. They recognize it. They'll be able to spot it wherever they find it now. It's kind of like a bloodhound. Like you have those dogs that will, I mean, yes, it's like they'll alert for drugs and stuff like that, but this is more about death versus life, consumption versus growth. So it's more like the dogs that are trained, and they're so rare. And I don't want to use this word, but it just because, but you've seen it on like crime shows. So it's like a cadaver dog. Like they're so rare, and their nose is so sharply attuned to that specific scent that they can smell, a cadaver, in environments and in situations when there's so many obstacles that you're like, holy, what? Really? Through all of that? Oh my goodness gracious. Like, wow. It's amazing how finely tuned the senses are in the situation for these warriors. And it's not necessarily auditory, interesting. It's not in a physical being sense of catching the scent, but it's the closest example that we can have in the physical to understanding that they have a lock-in on this energetic signature, and wherever they find it now, they're able to take care of it. So B team, it's not that you're benched or you're bad or you're naughty or you're in trouble or something like that, or you didn't do enough, it's nothing like that. You did exactly what you were meant to do to expose this, for it to show itself. And now you've done that. You can now be A team. And you're going to have a B team to nurture, to teach, to lead, to demonstrate for how it's done. And they're going to have all the confidence in you as A team because of what you guys just did. It was not easy. It was very hard. It took a lot of faith, a lot of courage, and a lot of endurance. And you guys went through hell. but you did it. And it allowed you to move into this leadership position so that those that you learned from could ascend to the next challenge, the next level, the next, for using basketball, the next, difficulty tier. Maybe it's not just like your regional area. Maybe it's statewide. Maybe it's nationwide. Maybe it's worldwide. However that may be in the metaphor, they're ascending to the next level of challenge because they taught you how to endure through this challenge and expose this. So you could teach, and it just keeps going. Like, this is actually a huge victory for everybody involved. And that energy that is removed is banished. The divine's got that. That's on the divine side. Wherever it's found, wherever it's located, wherever it's exposed, and as you guys move through A, B team graduated to A. Like, this is part of the database now. This is something that all of the light has access to. So wherever you guys, encounter this energy, you don't have to worry about it anymore. You have a lot of allies on the other side that are handling it now that they have that. They're like, oh, there it is. Snip, snip. Pull for the weed, pulling the weeds out of the ground to keep that garden and those vegetables and those flowers where they can continue to bloom without any kind of restriction on resources. There is a whole beautiful story of metaphor within gardening, guys, for this. Any of the people that are watching this right now that are gardeners, you hear me on that for sure. So I'm really glad that the divine guided me to come back here and do this, and was like, yeah, you're just as stubborn, because this is what I think a lot of people needed to hear. And knowing that all of you co-created this with me, your higher selves, your team, your spirit team, all of that, they wanted this to be very clear for you guys. So own this, like, So please do like, share, comment, subscribe. Everything that you do here adds momentum to this communication, these synchronicities being more available to others that just need those in those moments. And being a part of that co-creation is good karma. It comes back to you, and it comes back amplified. So do definitely know that is something that is appreciated and seen and valued. And I, as a channeler, am grateful to be a part of this process and grateful to co-create this with you. The divine within me, the love within me, honors and sees the divine and the love within you. Namaste. My first time, so I might need to get a second device in here. I don't know. I think that's it. Is that it? I think that's it. I don't know. Let me get it here. Okay. There you go.